The Jurassic franchise has long been defined by its remote island settings, with most of the films before Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom taking place on either Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna in the Muertes Archipelago, also known as the Five Deaths, which are a chain of 5 islands located roughly 200 miles southwest of Costa Rica in the Pacific Ocean. These were first introduced in the Lost World Jurassic Park as a hidden location where InGen conducted further dinosaur cloning and research. While the existence of the Five Deaths was established early on, Isla Sorna was the only one shown to have an active dinosaur population aside from Isla Nublar, serving as the primary setting for both The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. With the upcoming release of Jurassic World Rebirth, a new island has entered the franchise lore. However, the film's director has confirmed that there will be no retcons to previous continuities. This suggests that the island has always existed within the universe but was kept secret, likely for classified experiments. Unlike its predecessors, which were located in the Pacific Ocean, this new island is said to be positioned somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, not far from South America. The film's trailer provides several clues about the island's whereabouts. A key line of dialogue suggests that the characters must travel towards Barbados while avoiding government patrol boats, indicating that their journey begins somewhere to the west or south of the island of Barbados. Geographically, this island country of Barbados is the easternmost island of the Caribbean, meaning that any approach from the west would start from the nearby stations such as St. Vincent and the Grenadines or St. Lucia, Martinique or Trinidad and Tobago. Further evidence comes from a brief scene in the trailer featuring a gambling table. On the table, several bottles of Barbo beer can be spotted, a brand brewed in Suriname, a country on the northeastern coast of South America. Additionally, the currency used in the scene closely resembles the Surinamese banknotes, though subtle design differences suggest a fictionalized version for legal reasons. I checked about the legality of using real money in movies, and while technically it is okay and legal to use foreign currency, it is generally not recommended due to legal concerns relating counterfeiting laws, copyright issues with currency design, and potential complications with customs if the companies are filming overseas. And this is one big problem here in the movie cause the shooting for Jurassic World Rebirth was mainly in Thailand. So from these clues, we know now that they start from Suriname, that is their origin point, and they must travel towards Barbados. Given that they must avoid detection, the island in question is likely positioned somewhere within the exclusive economic zone of Barbados, which extends approximately 200 to 370 kilometers to the southeast and east of the island. The island cannot be west, southwest or northwest of Barbados as those areas are too close to populated Caribbean countries, and marine monsters would have created a lot of havoc for seagoers there. Instead, the most reasonable location for this hidden research facility would be a bit far away, in an isolated position to the east or southeast of Barbados, far enough to remain undiscovered but close enough to be patrolled and to be under the jurisdiction of the Barbados Navy and Coast Guard, far enough that the mosasaurs there wouldn't claim the Caribbean as its territory, but close enough for the vacationing family in the storyline to get there and get stuck. Now here is where the rabbit hole deepens. This island isn't what you think it is, or it isn't exactly what it is described in the trailer to be, or at least not really, although it might be a research facility for InGen way back in the past before they shifted their work to the Five Deaths island chain in the Pacific Ocean, primarily on Isla Sorna. This place here could have been abandoned for lack of funding or due to the fact that Isla Sorna and the Jurassic Park or Nublar were really close to each other, and therefore it rendered this place here to be a waste of time and resource. So it might have been the original site for dinosaur experimentations, but the popular theory out there is that it had been abandoned for decades until it was adopted by another rival company that is introduced here in this new film, and this new corporation is called Parcogenics. So what in the world is Parcogenics, right? It is a new pharmaceutical engineering company that is funding that mission, that particular mission to the island to supposedly collect DNA samples from 3 of the largest creatures there, which is the Titanosaurus, the Mosasaurus and the Quetzalcoatlus. And this is supposedly for curing heart disease. But things aren't always what they seem to be in this universe of corporate treachery and espionage. We have seen merchandise and set pieces of the company's logo, Parcogenics, and its name on it. We see PG+, which is a logo for Parcogenics, and there is also a triangular symbol with 4 smaller triangular ones embedded inside of it. And here's where we get deeper into the hole. Remember the scene of the mutant in the containment chamber in the trailer, with the researcher inside of it? Well, if you zoom closely enough to the bottom right, you will see one of the logos of, yeah, you guessed it, Parcogenics, the triangular symbol or logo. This changes everything, like the whole hidden premise of the movie. Parcogenics is actually the one behind the dinosaur cloning and mutant experiments there, not InGen. This would also explain why there are parts of the island facility that looks really rusted and run down, like it had been not in use for 30 to 40 years or so. More precisely, the outer structures of the facility and the electrified fence which seemed rusted, which might have been left there to fool routine aerial observers as to the place being abandoned. It would also explain why the laboratory inside and the whole interior structures there seems to have not been in use for only a couple of years or so. Like for example, the preservation chamber of the 2-headed raptor is kept looking pretty smooth, clean and with functioning lights. Even the containment vial of the mutated embryo looks really state-of-the-art and brand new. Hell, even the chamber where the mutant D-Rex was held inside looks futuristic as fuck. Take a look at the hazmat suits of the researchers there. It looks really ultra sci-fi high-tech, you know, to a simpleton like me. Because I've seen some hazmat suits during the COVID years and they look sad in comparison. So here's what I think, my theory. The Jurassic World Rebirth's mission team's aims and objectives is actually a cover story for something far more sinister. The company Parcogenics might actually be the ones that silently took over the abandoned facility and did their own research in recreating dinosaurs after the end of Dominion. But without Dr. Wu and the complete database from InGen or Masrani Global, they would end up with some dinosaurs that are successfully cloned, while others that are complete failures and others that became the mutants. They might have lost control over the place due to the mutant getting set loose, the big one, the D-Rex, and now they're recruiting the team to recover DNA samples of not just the 3 biggest but also of their failed experiments, the mutants, and also lost data or hard drives that contain sensitive and highly valuable information regarding the cloning of these dinosaurs. This would tie in deeply with the theme of the Jurassic franchise, which is, you know, humans trying to control a power that is way beyond their full understanding or scope of. So this, in the end, isn't a retcon of the original storyline, but in fact an expansion of the saga. Whether it's just a money grab by the producers of the film, well, obviously, they're milking these dinosaurs and the Jurassic franchise till our interests become extinct. But that's up to us, you know. Are we still gonna see the movie? Very well, probably, and thus the cycle continues. And so with that, we come to the end of the video on the mysteries of this new Jurassic Island. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe if you haven't. Till the next time, take care, fam.